Okay, my beautiful friends, here we are together again at last. What joy. It's the truth, really. I love being here. I'm not making any kind of joke here. Let's talk, people. So a nice little rally today across the board. So twisted. Yeah, markets finished higher. And I have a lot of stuff to cover with you here. So let's start off with, some other assets. Gold and silver, very nice gains. Crude oil. Let's talk about crude oil here real quick. So, for the past few weeks, we've been hearing about some kind of it's mythical now, brokered deal that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, apparently was throwing together or putting together between Russia and OPEC. There was a lot of skepticism whether this was real or not. Denials across the board from OPEC and Russia. We're still waiting here. But the finale, I think, was today. Epic. Absolutely freaking epic. So, at one point today, crude oil was up 11%. Because it was hoped, at least, that there would be some kind of a deal to cut production. And again, it caused some kind of a mania in crude oil, surging 11%. Well, not only did we give all of that back, crude plunged like 7% here because there's no deal. I don't even think it's a phase one deal. If this works out anything like the phase one China trade deal, well, then we know a big, fat, ugly zero is going to come out of this one here. It's incredible. It really is. But that's the environment we are in. Actually, it gets better than that. So we found out today that the Federal Reserve is going to now expand its debt purchases to junk bonds. Not only that, the Federal Reserve, look this up for yourself, is going to be bailing out hedge funds. Now, let me ask you, do you think hedge funds especially, should be getting a bailout here? They're supposed to be hedged, but there are some, especially on the mainstream channel, CNBC, saying that hedge funds most certainly should get bailed out here. Me personally, I say let them fail. How do we, obviously look, this is a different environment. Where we can take everything we thought we knew or believed we knew to be true in these markets up until recently and just throw it out the window. Nothing matters anymore. The Federal Reserve, the new world central bank, that's exactly who they are. They are the world central bank, the most powerful organization on the planet. Nothing even comes close. They are now literally buying it all with their new move to buy junk bonds. Steve Mnuchin today was asked again if the Federal Reserve will be buying stocks. He said this, oh no, not at this time. We already know this is the biggest lie that could ever have been shoved down the throats of the American people and the people of the world. The Fed is pouring unbelievable sums, $2 trillion that we know of so far, into the Wall Street banks, the investment banks, and they're buying the market. So if they're buying the market, and the Federal Reserve has already admitted that they're buying every single piece of debt that they can get their hands on, well, again, this is a new paradigm. This is a new environment like we have never seen before. Nothing matters here. Over 17 million people lost their jobs in the United States in the last 3 weeks. This is historic. The fastest job loss percentage in history. Nothing comes close. Stocks have rallied every single time. We've gotten an abysmal number, just like today. I told you that this would happen yesterday. I said, watch for a bad number. They were expecting 5 million. We got 6.6 million and stocks, boom, right up here. Although I want you to imagine what happened. Stocks did close off the highs of the day. Why? Because crude oil cratered because we can't even get a phase one deal. I'm not surprised here. No one should be surprised here because honestly, and it's not just the President of the United States, they can get nothing done. They're impotent across the board from the President on down. I mean, impotent, zero. That's what they are. There's nothing going on here. There's nothing functioning, not just in their head, but below the belt line. Not working. Sorry, Viagra ain't helping you here. Although they're talking about using Viagra as a treatment now for coronavirus. Yeah, a bunch of hard-ons, coughing their brains out. That's going to work out real well, don't you think? I mean, you can't make this stuff up if you tried. Yeah, the Viagra. Look it up for yourself. It's incredible. It really is. Anyway, so this is what it's coming down to here. So we found out the Federal Reserve is, in fact, going to be expanding its loan program to small businesses and medium-sized businesses. Well, I say this. First of all, show us the money. That's number one. Number two, these loans here, they're loans. So how is that going to actually help anyone? Meanwhile, Wall Street is bailing everyone out. Oh, and by the way, in case you were wondering, Steve Mnuchin said that the bailouts for the airlines are ready to go. Okay, that sounds good, but it's not going to change my life at all. Is it going to change yours? Look, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. As a person that invests in this market, as a person that trades this market, what you thought you knew, what you have been taught before, just get a big, erase it all. It doesn't matter. This environment here, where no man, where no woman has ever gone before. We've never been here. It's no economy in the world, I don't care if it's communist China, has a market like we do now, with a central bank who has the reserve currency buying it all. There's nothing that they're not buying, and they're using the investment banks to buy the stock market. So, and they have an unlimited budget. Now again, a lot of people out here talking about hyperinflation. We're not going to get it. We're not going to get it. Why? Why are we not going to get hyperinflation right now? It's so simple. In fact, any dodo can figure it out. The world economy is dead. Dead. So cash isn't moving. Even when the president was roaring about how our economy was booming, the best that it's ever been, we had money velocity at near an all-time record low. What the president can't tell you, or maybe he just doesn't know, is without cash moving through our economy, we're dead. We're not collecting tax dollars. It's over. Over. But you see, the president and a lot of his other flunkies, they don't think you're dumb. They know you are. That's their mentality. So they can't tell you these little nuances that you'll hear from Greg Mannarino. So at this point here, the Federal Reserve, who is in full control, and I mean full control of not just what's going on here in the United States, but around the world. Their tentacles are now everywhere, that they're flooding the world in central banks around the world with dollars. They can continue to do this into infinity, unlimited or infinity. Without cash moving, all these extra dollars, digital form or printed or whatever it may be, cannot go chasing the same amount of goods. Can't happen. So this is why the Fed can get away with what they're doing now, and we haven't seen anything yet. Bailing out of hedge funds, airlines, nationalizing everything you could think about, the New World Order. That's where we are at. The president admitted to all of us he's the chosen one. There is no doubt in my mind, and shouldn't be in yours, that President Donald Trump, as impotent as he may be, is in fact the supreme leader of the New World Order, the hub here in the New America, the central bank tentacles around the world. And what you can expect here is, like I explained to you, since it does not matter how much cash the Fed prints out of thin air, because the economy of the world is dead. They're going to buy it all. They're going to buy it all until they're ready to flip a switch into a new system, a one world currency. If you don't believe that's coming, it's in the works. It's already there. You have to understand. All this has been planned out. Everything so far has been going exactly the way it's supposed to be. The look here's, the don't look here. The fact that you are locked up in your house, you can't go anywhere. Well, there's been a new government installed right here in the United States, the new America, National Socialism, period, the end. I'm telling you, mark my words, a new constitution is coming. We have a completely new monetary system. And I'm going to say it one more time in case you're having a hard time hearing it. Whatever you thought you knew, whatever you believed that you knew about the markets prior, just erase it. Like me, for example. I would believe that the vast majority of you that follow my work say, Greg knows these markets pretty well. He says things 90% of the time, they happen. So now, whatever even I thought I knew, we got to turn it off. Doesn't matter anymore. Moving averages, throw them out. Whatever you believe a top or a bottom is, don't even think about it. I already told you, no more targets for me. I said weeks ago, fair value for the Dow Jones Industrial Average would be about 6,000. Could go lower. There's no doubt about it. But that was before this. And I never put a target and said, we're going to 6,000. I said I wouldn't be surprised to see it go to 6,000 or lower. Because, why? Again, it's so simple. Going back to what happened in 2008. What did the Fed do? After the stock market got cut in half, the Dow from 12 to 6,000, they stepped in and started buying everything. There was a hard bottom for you. It's very simple to figure this stuff out. But now in this new environment, it can do whatever it wants. When you have a central bank here, the new World Central Bank, literally buying it all and having the major banks buy the stocks, they're in full control. They're in absolute full control. They could yank this market any way they want to at this point. They have, look, it's always been about control. Always. How you are locked up in your house right now, that's about control too. They want to see what they can do, how far they can push you. You really think this is still all about the coronavirus, really? With 0.001% of the population infected? Yeah, that's really what's going on here now. This is a takeover. This is a takeover on an unprecedented scale. And they're doing it while you're locked up in your house. They're doing it while you're under stress. But they're going to offer you loans if you have a small business or a medium-sized business. Oh, and how about this one? So we all know, apparently, we're getting $1,200 checks. I don't need the money. If I get one, will be donating it in its entirety to a charity I believe in. But what do? They get a cookie cutter. Let's cut these little cookies out. Let's give everyone $1,200. That's going to make them all really happy. It'll make some people really happy. It wouldn't even be a blip on the radar to someone like myself. I mean, I could light it on fire right here in front of all of you and show you it doesn't matter at all to a person like myself. $1,200 is an absolute joke. I don't need it. I don't want it. But what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to explain to you that you can't have a one-size-fits-all, kind of like a condom maybe. It does, it just doesn't work for everybody. You know what I'm trying to say? Anyway, look, with everything said here, I think you understand what's going on. But the main takeaway from this video blog is I want you to understand that this is different. This is something completely new. A new monetary system, a new completely different way of managing the market. It's fully under control by the World Central Bank, formerly known as the Federal Reserve, and the Wall Street banks that run the Fed. Okay, they've always been linked, but this link here, how they're working it, Fed buying all the debt, coming out and admitting they're buying all the debt, and then you got the Wall Street banks here and the hedge funds too that are getting bailed out, funneled cash to buy stocks. They have it utterly managed. So with that said, forget everything. Forget everything you thought you knew or dreamt that you knew about this market. I don't care how smart you believed you were. Get a big, fat, ugly eraser and clear your head, because this is a new ball game. And it's where no man and no woman has ever gone before. Period. The end. All right, look. So you know what today is? I'm going to tell you. Today's the end of the week. The market is closed tomorrow, which means I am going to try to take a day off here. You won't see me until Sunday unless something monumental happens. And I mean really big. You're not going to see me until Sunday when I do my markets and look ahead. I really could use a few days off of doing this. I love all of you. I love all of you from the heart, and I mean that. But sometimes in life you need a little break. I would like to take one. But again, I always promise you I'll keep you on top of it. If something happens, if, I don't know, whatever it might be, comes out that you need to know about and you need to know about, I will do a video blog and we'll get up to speed here. But if that doesn't happen, I'll miss all of you. I won't see you until Sunday, but I'm going to leave you off with my favorite 3 lovely things. And if you've been with me for any length of time, we are going to do this together, because it's these 3 things are the most important of them all. Are you ready? Love each other, care about each other, and be charitable. Okay? That's it. We need to make a difference in the world. It needs to start with you and me. This guy, honestly and sincerely, one last time, loves you from the heart. Please share the video, get it out there, and I'll see you Sunday or sooner.